Hey guys, All In Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gents for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fantastic week so far. Today guys, I'm going to be telling you why I am still bullish on not only Cardano but the crypto space as a whole, and why I believe you lucky ladies and gentlemen may be in for a bit of action very soon. Today we've got the shades on, we've got the HODL t-shirt. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I'm like a sexier Superman with this on. And we're really going to be diving into a number of things. We're going to be covering why it is I think potentially you're in for some action. I think Cardano is doing the same thing. History is very much repetitive in charts. Certainly when you have something as predictable as something like a Bitcoin 4-year cycle, we can kind of guesstimate what we think's to come. And I want to be talking to you guys today about a number of different things that lead me to believe that right now you're just cooling off after a pretty spectacular run before we see continuation and we actually go on to make new all-time highs and go into price discovery. We've looked at a number of things. By the way, guys, if you're not already following me on Twitter, head over to @RealAllInCrypto. We give you some more timely updates. We give you some gems of truth. Quote from Henry Ford. Go and give that a read if you've not already. But what we're going to look at today, guys, is Cardano and where we're potentially at. And I'm going to be overlaying some previous price feed to kind of show you that the exact same thing's playing out today, guys. We're going to be looking at this right here. I'm going to be overlaying this to you. We know, of course, what happened. So you're essentially doing the same thing here that led to this that you're doing today, which could lead to a similar thing. And we're going to talk to you about that in this video. On the more immediate time frame, we're going to, of course, be taking a look on the 4-hourly, the daily. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin's very much doing a similar thing to what it's previously already done. It's just going kind of, it's kind of hanging over a little bit. And people have got so much PTSD from this sell-off and they're expecting the same thing to happen again. And, all these people these fearmongers are going around calling for a bear market. Guys, crypto is in a bull market. It is a macro bull to start with. This is the total money in crypto, which we're going to look at shortly because there's some keys in here as well. So let's get straight into it, guys, after that epic intro. And let's talk about where we are today. So this is the 4-hourly, guys. You guys know that we have this horizontal triangle, which is typically a bullish continuation pattern that we've essentially, since we made the call that you were potentially in this, you've really just played out to a T. Can you see this, guys? Or you can call it an ascending triangle, a horizontal triangle. By the way, Ethereum, which tends to be one of the front runners of the alts, broke out of one of these literally yesterday, guys. And I suspect that Cardano is quite likely to do a similar thing. And if you look at what Ethereum did with its EMAs, it's 20 and it's 50, you've had that for Cardano now, guys. And ultimately, you are, in my opinion, I'm still anticipating a break to the upside. It doesn't have to happen, but it's still the bias that I am with. Yesterday, we just said the market's crabbing, and there's always two options. This market could sell off. You could come down a little bit further. But I'm very confident. I was speaking to a friend earlier, and he was asking me if I sold any of my Chainlink. I know this is a non-related crypto to Cardano. Essentially, I'd said no. He knows that I'm a very, very early investor in Chainlink. It's done exceptionally well for me. I was buying Chainlink at sub $1. And essentially, I haven't sold a single Chainlink, and that's because I believe in the crypto space and where it's going, and Cardano is a part of that. I believe in these cryptos and haven't really taken profits today because I believe there's still more upside to come. And that's essentially where I think you are today, guys. I think we still have potentially the second half of this bull run coming. And if you look at what you're doing right now, guys, you're actually setting up a bit of a falling wedge. Now, some people say this looks like a horizontal triangle, but to the downside, or a descending triangle. I would say rather not. I'd say this is a falling wedge that you could see the breakout to. Your EMAs are pushing you up towards this kind of horizontal resistance that we seem to be failing to get to. So I'm still very bullish on Cardano. Now, what I want to do quickly for you guys know we follow something called Elliott wave theory. We've said a million times now on this channel that you're essentially just here in regards to the wave that you're in. This is your 3 wave, back here was your 1 wave, and you were here, and you're essentially here in comparison. You're now on your 5th and final wave that I believe is going to take you towards that $7.50 to $10 mark, potentially by the end of the year. And in actual fact, we've got a huge upgrade coming. I think there's lots of things suggesting to me, so many people out there are chopping and changing. We've stayed bullish. Yes, we've spoke about the possibility of more downside. We looked at this EMA on the daily and said, look, much the same as you've previously come down to it after you kind of clear your all-time highs, or your local highs, I should say, not all-time highs. You do come back to it and kind of get reacquainted with it. And I would still like to see that, but essentially that doesn't have to happen. EMAs are not the be-all and end-all. They're a very good indicator to drop into your charts, but you need to look at the space as a whole. And what I want to show you right now, and in fact I can do it on this chart for those of you who would like to see it. Let's get the bar pattern tool here, and I want to show you. So this was very much a cup and handle like we suggested that we were in. What I want to do for you guys is I want to actually overlay this to where we currently are. Now, of course, the sell-offs are of a different magnitude. We know that this was a pretty brutal sell-off that really Bitcoin commissioned, that we've just gone through. 55% is very unorthodox for sell-offs in a bull market, or certainly 2017's bull market. It's actually quite more not as bad as 2013 sell-off, but of course in 2013 the market was so small, a sell-off like that could be a lot more easily presented, whereas this one was really due to a lot of leverage. You're in different market conditions, so things are going to look slightly different, but this is where I think you are essentially today, guys. Can you see this? This was the structure from down here. You've essentially had your cup and handle. You're now consolidating after a kind of run-up. I mean, Cardano was up like 200%, guys, from... I'll just move that very quickly. I'll show you on here, actually. And I'll show you on the 4-hourly as well, just to kind of show you that they do actually line up pretty spectacularly. So Cardano still today is up 175%. I mean, you're only up 175% in 30 days, but people want more and more and more. And I actually think you're going to get more, but just... enjoy the ride, guys. Crypto's on a journey. It has been since Bitcoin was created in 2008, sorry, and released in 2009. And it's, not fulfilled it yet. Much the same, you're going to be rewarded for being a part of the crypto space, much the same as the people that were early enough and had the vision enough to invest in things like Amazon back in the kind of .com age, back in the kind of form of the internet, or not just Amazon, that's just one example of many. These technologies are going to change the world. Jeff Bezos had said, I was watching a Shaquille O'Neal interview, this is totally unrelated, and Jeff Bezos had said to Shaquille, or Shaquille had listened to something that Jeff Bezos had said, and he said, look, if you want to invest in something that's going to change the world. Cryptocurrencies is exactly that. This technology is already changing the world. We're seeing that with CBDCs, we're seeing it with things like VeChain completely revolutionizing the supply chain industry. We're seeing it with Cardano and things like that, and even Ethereum has revolutionized the world so far and is going to continue to do so, and that's what you want to be investing in. And another point on investing, guys, I know we're looking at short-term time frames, but a lot of you held through this dip, yet you're worried that we're going to sell off from here. I mean, like, as an investor, the short-term time frames, I know we talk about them on this channel, which might sound rather contradictory of me, but the short term is really just noise. Understand where the crypto space is going. And guys, it looks pretty similar. If we look at 2000 and... Let's actually overlay this bar pattern as well, because things tend to repeat in the crypto space. Let's overlay this. Can you see this? You're doing a very similar thing today, ladies and gentlemen. And like I say, everyone's got so much PTSD from this recent sell-off, which was brutal. Even myself, watching my portfolio sell off by 50%. Some altcoins, something like VeChain, I think sold off by 80%. I was like, oh, like seriously, this is there's a reason I am balding. And I don't think it's genetic. I think it's because I've been in the crypto space for 4 years, and it's took a real toll on me. No, I'm joking. I've loved every minute of being in the crypto space, guys, and I'm sure it's going to bring you guys a similar thing. And ultimately, guys, this is where I think you are. I think what you're setting up now, you're just taking a rest. It's having a bit of a break. In yesterday's video, we of course looked at Ethereum that broke out of a similar structure. And we actually looked at Solana because there's some keys in Solana. Solana's kind of front-running the alts as well at the moment. If you look at what you did when you broke your all-time highs, I'll re-show this to you again. You can see this was your all-time. Solana, by the way, did very, very well. It's heavily backed by FTX, the exchange. I like FTX. I can't lie to you. I think they're a good exchange. They did very well in the kind of May sell-off. Lots of exchanges just completely stopped working. Really poor show. So FTX actually continued. You can see, so this was the sell-off. They didn't sell off as significant as many other coins out there. Let's actually just check that out of curiosity. Okay, 67%. So they did sell off pretty hard. That's my mistake, but potentially not as bad as something like VeChain. They come up, they take their all-time highs and then they do this. They kind of take a break, you consolidate, you start to make lower lows and lower highs before you pop out of the top. And you set up a kind of structure like this, a channel down that you pop up out of. And here you are today, guys. And you know, this is essentially what I think is happening with Cardano. I'll show you that structured overlaid on the 4 hourly just for people who are doubting me or doubting that this is the same thing. It actually probably represents it better on the 4 hourly. Also, guys, any sort of content you want me to see, we covered pancake swap, not pancake swap, sorry. They've all got these friggin' you know, cake-like names. So I'm always. We covered Sunday Swap yesterday. We're going to cover ADAX. We're going to cover a number of different exchanges. We're going to cover loads of things. We've actually got interviews that we're waiting to do. I've just got to set a time. It's my fault. These guys are raring to go from some of the Cardano projects. But I've got, you know, obviously this isn't my job. This is a hobby and a passion of mine. I also own a business. I'm also an active investor myself. I'm constantly trying to get into new projects. So I have a lot going on, but I am going to get around to it. This channel I'm hoping to focus on a lot more on. It's why we only give you sort of 1 to 2 videos a day when I have a spare minute. So this is the 4 hourly. Essentially, you know, this was the daily that I just overlaid to kind of show you that things are repeating, and you have a similar thing here to what we're currently going through. But this is the 4 hourly. Can you see this, guys? Of course, the sell-offs are somewhat different, but the important thing is, look, you have your cup and handle, you come back, you come up, you rest along the way before setting up for more continuation. And this is essentially where I think you are, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for some action, because yes, the markets are boring right now, but what these markets are fantastic at doing is catching people out. You'll get so sick and tired of watching these charts. I can't tell you how bored I am of watching Cardano at the moment. Because it's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. These candles here were just insufferable. They were literally just moving up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it was like there was no clear direction here. Your market's just taking a break. It's getting ready for that next sort of impulse of money. Yes, there are a number of bearish indicators, but look at both scenarios. Always do that. So yeah, let's say, for example, the market does sell off. It's not going to be as severe as what we've just seen in Bitcoin. I'm saying that with quite a level of confidence. I could always be wrong. You're just going to sell off and kind of reset some of your levels, basically. Now, if you sell off, you should already have the confidence to be a hodler and investor in the crypto space to know where the longer term time frame price prediction is for it. You've just then got a perfect opportunity to buy and accumulate more, which I know many of you who hesitated back in these areas, who hesitated around here, didn't take the opportunity to accumulate more. So you get another chance at that. Let's say it continues. Well, your initial investment has just continued to go up. It's a win-win, really. And that's what cryptocurrencies, given the early stage that they're at, really offer that kind of an opportunity. You know, it's very... People don't realise how lucky they are to be a part of this space. You are unbelievably lucky to be in the crypto space, guys. And ultimately, I'm expecting a bit of action. This is a bullish continuation pattern. This is a bullish or trend reversal sign, which is a falling wedge. Things look good to me, guys. I don't really get why these YouTubers are now coming out and saying, well, just be prepared, you know, we could enter a bear market, or just... Somebody had asked me yesterday, and I'm going to clear this up for all of you out there. As somebody who's paid professional traders or professional investors for information, the only thing professional about the majority of professional traders and investors out there is how professionally they can take your money from you. It just doesn't... The majority of traders lose money, yet everybody's a genius. I've lost money trading. You know, my first experience with trading, I think, was a trading 212 account. And I think I got the first couple of small trades right, and then essentially just lost it all. Or not lost it all, lost a lot of what I'd made, and then actually some of what I'd put in. Traders lose money, guys. Hodlers make money. I put up a tweet earlier where I spoke about, and we looked at the... total money in crypto. Right now, all the crypto gurus seem to have recently developed a touch of bipolar. Up, down, down, up. Crypto's a macro bull, ladies and gentlemen, and all the short-term price action is noise. Ask the early Bitcoin investors how they got rich. They hodled, and that's absolutely true. And this is, of course, the total money in crypto, which I've shown you here. And Bitcoin looks to be at much the same point that it was back here, guys. In fact, these are pretty much identical. That's all I have for you in this video. Remember, you know, you've got to weigh up your own investment situation. You know, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do on this channel is financial advice. You need to take it upon yourself. If you're going to throw your money into this market, you are responsible for the outcomes. You should have done your due diligence and not listen to somebody else and own your own outcomes. That's an important thing to remember. That's how you grow. And I had a baptism of fire into this space in 2017 because I put a lot of money in and everything just essentially crashed. We know what happened in 2018. We entered a bear market, and ultimately what then I had to do was find reasons to stay in the space, and I found them. This technology is revolutionizing the world and is going to accrue value as a result of it, much the same as the things that were a part of the internet. We've told you that a million times already. And for those of you who are doubting this channel, please go and watch my early videos. Scroll right down to the bottom of my channel and give some of my early videos a watch. We've been saying this since we've had this channel, guys, and I've been saying this to family and friends for 4 years now. It's happening, and people are getting fatigued and you know, bored of it. I mean, even though the price action is relatively sluggish at the moment, we are gonna, in my opinion, get some action pretty soon. So hang in there, guys. I'm gonna love and leave you on that note. I think I've waffled on for long enough. If you've enjoyed the content, guys, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.